back, episode 5 of the walkthrough. So, we've gotten on up to the Hush site. Now, I do think it's, probably a good idea to go and upgrade our weapons, but we'll be switching here sooner rather than later, and just look at that armor. Like I said, I feel like we're like in-game armor right now. It's a beautiful set this early on. They really just hook you up. So the Hush Saint, he's pretty much going to stay on his horse. He can throw a javelin at you. Pretty easy to dodge. He's going to just do swipes as he rides by, but then he'll jump under the ground and run around. You have to try to follow him. It's really annoying, really cowardly in my opinion. Not hard once you learn it, but he's a really cowardly fight, obviously. I mean, the guy's just running away the whole time. If he is on his horse and kind of stops in the center, he's going to make vines come up from all over the ground. You want to roll through that. If you're doing Kukujin's quest, you want to die the first time, then summon her and, summon her in the fight to help you, obviously. Then he'll jump off his horse, and that's when you can actually fight him here and there. After he's down to like a third of his health, he will actually stay on the ground, and he'll just kind of disappear and, come back up. I mean, he'll disappear and kind of do a jump attack. The whole camera will shift, so it's easy to tell where he's going to be at and how to dodge. So he's about to come, actually fight us. And you can buff up, so this fire's going to be the best. But just keep in mind that if you buff up and then he gets on his horse, your buff's probably going to disappear, before, actually I want him to kill me. We're not doing Kukujin's quest, but we are going to piss her off since she evades us. We can at least get her weapon. You need that anyway. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. Rinse and repeat. He jumps off. As you guys see, you get a little bit of damage here and there. He also has these parasites that will make vines come up. And, it could knock him off his horse. But I noticed it just gets you killed more than anything else. So we're not going to fuck with that. One time I want him to kill me. He just refuses to do so. Like, come on, bro. You still ain't killed me? I'm not even looking at the screen. Come on, he can do it. Thank you. So, if you don't know this fight, it could be up there, especially early on. As you get comfortable with it, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's just a series of blocking his bullshit. Rolling through his attacks, get him off the horse, wind him down. Try to buff up your weapon. His attacks usually come in threes, whether it's a shield coming at you or whether it's, his weapon, so keep that in mind. Now you do want to go ahead and go on in here with Kukujin if you want to, have her invade you later. It's like we said, we'll cover the platinum, but we're not doing Kukujin's quest. On PlayStation, it takes 3 playthroughs to get a platinum. I would save this for New Game Plus. I would not do this right now, guys. I mean, I just wouldn't do it.
Blade wielded well is no small reward.
There you go. I should have already put this on. He's kind of like a wood type creature, you know what I mean? Like I said, kind of comes in threes, we're just dodging through that. That's actually more damage than you usually get in. I mean, you get caught. It's not, a no-hit playthrough, guys. Walk through, but one-on-one, I just find it's easier. A lot of times, yes, summons are meant to help, but you lose focus, So when he stops in the middle and does this, I like to back up and then kind of run towards his roll through. Yeah, I mean, I can't focus on the enemy the same way unless I'm one-on-one with them. Now, you can use the parasites, obviously, but usually you just can't get ran over by the horse. And also, sometimes on foot, when you're fighting him, he'll ram his shield into the ground. And that kind of just makes his horse charge at you while you're in the middle of fighting him on foot, so you want to watch out for that. Alright. Okay, I thought he was getting back on the horse. Being patient. She's almost dead. She's not that great anyway. Alright, as the horse dodge out the way, it should be jumping. Yep, ignore that. through that. Now we're withered. Get your health back. Dodge. Oh, we're locked in. Damn, still hit us. That's crazy. And you can parry him too, obviously, guys. He's almost dead. He should stay on foot now. Yeah, like I said, the whole camera shifts. He's getting burned up now too, so dodge. And there you go, there's a hush tank. Like I said, no, it's no free heals. We got umbral, it's okay. It's gonna siphon up everything. 8 umbral scourings. Now we're heading towards the beacon. Yeah, not a bad fight, you know, a lot of patience and stuff like that, but I don't think it's too bad. Just go and give this a pull. Get his boss remembrance. So I've decided we're going to go for the umbral ending, as it's the hardest one to get. So to do that, we're going to go to the beacon, interact, hit do nothing. If you interact with it, you're locked in for the radiance. Even just one beacon, and there's 5, so keep that in mind. Just interacting with one beacon, you know, kind of screws you out of your other endings. Now, I've already gotten the umbral, and I've never gotten the radiance, so I would love to do the radiance in this playthrough. I would love it. Nothing more than to do that. But since you have to do 3 playthroughs on the walkthrough, I decided to go ahead and get the umbral since it's the hardest one to get. And then I could explain how to get the other 2 easy enough for your guys' other 2 playthroughs and make it easy, because this is the one people are going to struggle to get big time. There's a lot of steps to it. It's very confusing, and it took a lot for me to figure out. So and we'll go over in more detail, but yeah, it's pretty wild.
Hello, little friend.
And it's also the hardest boss fight, so the guide would probably be most useful for it. Now we can go on up to our next visage, let that play out, don't rest until it's over. It's actually really sad when a little girl thinks that little poison dog is a pet. They ends up killing her with poison. That just got us 10 more umbral scourings, all together with the 8 from the boss, and then obviously the 2 from the stigma. Alright, so we're getting closer to our goal. Let's go ahead and we're about to get a sky rest. We're going to talk to traveling merchant.
Including the so, in case they not that it's an of course. He only like he
So
watches
he has
over
a
just
bunch
us,
of
so.
berylliums. What is it? Regulars
Hello
now 10.
again, friend.
Alright, so didn't get him yet? It must be the next area. I think how it works is every time you get to an area where it has that kind of stone, then he'll start selling them. But, you know, he does 10 smalls, then he'll get 10 regulars, and then eventually he'll get 5 larges. He never restocks these guys. He's never going to restock them. Once you got them, you got them. So we are going to get the 5 larges
May
from
your
him to
path
help
be
us.
blessed.
But, you know,
Hello
he's not going
again,
to get
friend.
enough in the world to get our weapon up for a long time. So for it's better, you know, for us to get our weapon to plus 10 much quicker, we're going to go ahead and buy the ones he has. Let's, you know, drop. Is there anything else we can get rid of? Scorched Sister, that's actually considered a drop. Drop, drop, drop. Yeah, drop. That stuff comes from like the moth ladies, we're not worried about it. Even the Sim Piercer, you can get that from a drop. Because all those mini bosses, as I've already stated, turn to regular enemies later on in the game. And because of that, you know, selling this stuff now, we can get that armor fighting them later on, weapons fighting them later on, and so we're not worried about it. Is there any regular drop weapons? I mean, technically that, but... Alright. Snatch up another level here. So now we're ready, 2 more levels and we're done with strength. Like I said, they come pretty quick. So now we can go ahead and go over our other boss remembrance. Now let's go ahead, Skyrest Bridge, hit our umbral, Go talk to Mohu. So this is for Umbral builds and quality builds. Or the strength. It's like Umbral and something or another. So Umbral, this is one of your best range spells for Umbral in the game. Radiance Inferno 1818, pretty easy to get. Hurl a exploding javelin of putrid magic. So it's gonna do the same thing his was doing with the thorns. So you throw it, then it kind of explodes with like vines or roots going everywhere. Pretty cool. And then this quality build, 19 strength, 16 agility, 150 poison, and a bunch of physical. So it can be pretty damn good. Then 25 strength, 18 or 8 radiance, 8 inferno. So we could obviously use this, but it's 23 pounds, and you know we're gonna have a pretty colossal weapon on top of that. So now from here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, or should I wait? I want to grab it, but we're not gonna have. Well, we're gonna go get the strength down at 2 points, then we'll start working on it. I guess we'll grab it so at least we have it. So leave us only with 2 Umbral Scourings, but that's fine. There's nothing I want with any more Umbral Scourings for a minute. And little things here, little things there, but nothing too crazy.
Canon the Hallowed sent many.
I think we already upgraded it. Yeah, we did. Good there. Now you could have talked to him before. He's gonna give you the 5 key.
There's a point, but if you, then I suggest naturally they also can, and you know, more instead that the rest of, even without men of all, they need someone before they all tear it. You look tired.
Okay, so that's gonna get you in the cold region. If you go back to Red Corpse, you'll be able to get into the cold region with that. And we're not gonna progress that because I don't want to accidentally move up side quests. I don't think it will, but I haven't tested that. So if things go wrong, that could ruin the whole walkthrough, so we're not going to do it. But I do believe you'd be okay doing the first part of it. So right when you enter, you go through a little cave, and it leads out to a mini-boss if you're doing a quality build. There's a colossal axe there, and this colossal axe has frostbite, so it could be pretty nice for, you know, quality builds, having some frostbite with a big-ass colossal weapon, right? So it could be a choice. However, we're not doing that. We will eventually get to it, but right now we're not worried about it. So, moving forward. Oh, shit. So with our ring, we actually already meet the stats for that weapon, and we can just put the next 7, 8 points in radiance to use our hammer. But, as always, I don't like false stats, and I know, you know, 2 more points to strength, and we can just have it done. So, that's what we're going to do. Alright, so you're going to get your Panoptic ring that adds 1 to Radiance, 1 to Inferno. We're just going to kind of take out all the dogs here. Now, behind here, we grab some Brewstone. We're actually about to run up to our first Mimic. So we took out 1 because we used the Pilgrim's Perch key, but this is where you naturally are going to run into your first Mimic. Keep in mind, they try to keep the game fresh, and they do that by changing the place of the Mimic. So the Mimic's positions are actually going to be different than my notes. However, this one's always in the same spot because it's like their introduction to how Mimics work. So it's going to be in between these buildings. Here, roll through this. Now, you want to soul play it? We went over this before, but people have been following along. And there you go. So they're always going to drop a Lucky Paw, and I'm pretty sure always a Vestige Moth too, but it's kind of hard to say. Now we are going to get back into this, but first, this is really important, especially if you're doing a poison build. So if you are... No, let's go ahead and grab this first. This is some consumables over here off this dock. Gotta knock this down. It's just the earlier region, or the lower path below here when the water's drained in Umbral. Get your poison sauce. Yeah, so there's a ring over here if you're using any kind of poison. Like you're doing quality and you just got that boss weapon. You can put on this ring, and anytime you cause poison, it also causes blood loss. So I don't have to tell you how devastating that could be. So it's going to be right in here. Bloodbane rings. Pretty cool. So there's going to have these guys. Oh, I missed. Alright, poison cure. Bloodbane ring. We're not worried about healing. Now we're going to start heading back towards the front. That's kind of where we came in across there, but going here is going to get you a shortcut. leading straight back to your visage, and then behind us there'll be a tunnel to your right, and that leads up to our next area. But before we do that, we have pendants and other stuff to grab. Let's start working our way back, and we're just gonna get back over to that dock. Actually, lots of cover in this episode, so we march forward a bit, and, you know, try to get everything done. And this is the other way you would have came in. If you went, you know, from the buildings, that's where we were, and that's the path that led to the ring. Just to wrap it all back around and make sure no one's getting lost. I mean, it kind of all just looks the same, and it kind of looks the same as the area from last episode, so I can understand why it'd be confusing. So, there's nothing in that one. Now, there is a throwable item we'll get in one of these huts on the way out. We're not worried about it for the time being. If we get umbroed, we're not worried about it. It's not that we have to be an umbroed, it doesn't really matter if we are. So this would be a shortcut. I told you last episode, don't worry about it. We get to it after the, you know, we got to the boss. And there it is. And that just leads back down where we got the Inferno starting weapon. In this little hut. So on the far side where we dropped our shortcut in the last little area. And we go in here, go in swinging. It's okay, like I said, that doesn't really matter. They're such ugly little guys, aren't they? Alright, now we got them out the way. Actually, I can't wait till we get to Upper Calrath, man. There's a ring that's going to help us get a lot of levels. It's the Moth Ring, and it increases vigor every time you kill enemies. Unfortunately, it's just a long time away. But it does help when you get towards endgame, when you're, you know, you got your levels good. They might be at like 30, we're like, fuck, we want to try to get high as we can. We can put that on towards the endgame to help us get a lot of levels. So it's just nice. Now, we can come here and get your next pendant. So that increases attack power when you proc certain statuses. So if you're using a weapon like Rosamund's Sword, which is the Umbral weapon, I told you get 13/13 strength agility for your Umbral build, and then, you know, Radiance and Inferno the rest of the way as high as you can get them. That sword I recommend because it has 150 frostbite, but it also does a lot of wither, and your Radiance and Inferno scaling gives you more wither. But since it procs wither and it procs frostbite, you should probably, most likely, I haven't tested it, but there's two different elemental types that should give you two different boosts when those status effects goes off. You know, if you're doing smite and blood loss, or it doesn't matter. Every time, like, we can read about it, but it does exactly what I just said. Well, we got that from Kukujin. Increased physical defense, that's it. We already know about that, we know about that. These are the two we picked up here. So this one, a pendant incorporating several claws and a small mossy skull. Deal additional damage for every status effect inflicted upon an enemy. And then this one is for casting. After each spell cast, further spells temporarily deal increased damage. Casting spells from different magic schools further amplifies this effect. So if you were to put this on, use a weapon buff, then start using ranged, or ranged, so you're going to get more damage than usual. Now if you're doing like an Umbral build, and there's rings where you can cast Radiant sorceries or Inferno sorceries without those catalysts. You can have Inferno catalyst on. With those rings, you can actually be casting from all magic pools and using different spells from different magic pools. It's going to keep increasing that, you know, those abilities. So it's just quite nice. Now, before we move on, we're going to go ahead and exit Umbral by resting. Now we're about to move on into Fitzroy's Gorge. So Fitzroy's Gorge is a pretty small area, but it's not going to feel like it. I mean, it's kind of spacious, and there's just a lot of stuff to do. But it doesn't really take long, you know, so it's kind of one of them things. We're going to go through a tunnel. Now we're about to start running into fire type enemies, because this is kind of just, like I said, like a through path to get on over to the Grimly get us. It's like the through path to get us on over to Lower Calrath. So because of that, we're about to start running into a lot more fire enemies. Lower Calrath is, you know, a fire zone. Now hopefully that didn't happen to you guys. I'm not too worried about it. I'll be just fine. we're gonna start planting some seedlings here. We're gonna use a few seedlings in this zone. Unfortunately, it's just no other way. Now, since the enemies are, we didn't get any more upgrades because we're not far from reaching our weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and stay buffed for the most part, get that damage off. So, later game areas, you gotta keep in mind more health the enemies are gonna have, more damage they're gonna have every time you progress. You gotta remember, we're also getting more scaling on our weapons because we've got strength up to 20 just about. So piercing light, that's just an upgraded range spell. Just like radiant flare, just way better for damage. Alright, let's go and take out these filthy bums. You're gonna notice that Rogar has a parasite, so, and he has a dog. So when these fire dogs die, they get blown up. It's gonna obviously hurt you. Regular dogs don't. That's not gonna change, but it is good to keep in mind. We're about to take this side path, but first we want to go straight, kind of loop around. So you're gonna see sign says Cowrath. Like I said, it's just like a through area to Cowrath. But by going straight and then curving around to the left of the side path, we'll be able to pick up some upgrade stones. So that's why I'm doing that. You're going up here. There's your Fitzroy's gorge marker. I'm going to put a seed right here. Now I'm going to rest up. Well, actually, before we rest, I want to do some stuff in Umber real quick. Just real quick. Make sure we're staying buffed. There's going to be a wither moth lady. You just shot up so high. No! Alright, good. It's like the one attack I always warn you guys about. The damn leg stomp. If we can't get you, that means you can't get to us either, ladies. That worked out. Now, we do not want to be in Umbral because we're about to go fight a pretty challenging boss. So when we went to use the Pilgrim's Perch key for the later game area, there's like a holy knight that summoned clones of himself. There you go. There's a seedling. That's why I always tell you guys to do this. But he's going to summon clones of himself. He hits really hard. He can heal himself with a huge AoE that sends a shockwave out. And, he's definitely a formidable enemy. So, usually you're going to fight a mini-boss of these newer elite enemies, and then they'll become regular enemies you see all over the place. But, since we went to elite zone areas sooner, we kind of seen him before we even fought him as a boss. But this is where you're going to fight him typically. Buddy. No. Okay. Let's get our drops. And we're going to move on forward. So up here is going to be a fight. Just little Rogar and dogs, and regular soldiers all fighting each other. And this is not what we want to be buffed up for. We'll buff up again before we get on in there. Like I said, these enemies are start having more health. See? Get that smite hitting off. As soon as you get our radiance up. We'll be able to use Pieta's sword, and that's going to naturally do that. And we could easily do that too, Pieta's sword with the Holy Hammer of Agony, or whatever. Hammer of Holy Agony, whatever the hell it is. So, like I said, we're going to buff up before we go in. Remember, you also have your soul plays. But if you don't hit them on the way out of that soul play, you're going to get that withered health right back. So, you're just busting it out. And then this is all about being cautious. Dodge. You could actually carry those clones too. Should be breaking stagger pretty soon. Now there's some parasites. The reason I bring up these parasites is because when it starts to heal itself, you want to siphon those parasites, and that's just going to shut that shit down. So let's hit another soul play. No, it's going to hit us, but it's fine. This is typically we start to heal itself, so I don't want to give them, that choice, or that chance, I should say. No, he's still going to do it. blood loss, and he never even went for it. Never even had the chance. Like I said, if you just play it like that, if you're careful, you're getting a lot of attacks in. Bop, 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 back to back. That's true. But wait for those openings where I already parried all of his whole combo, so I knew he was going to take a breather for a second. Yeah, but when he starts attacking, let that whole thing play on out. So 13 agility, 13 inferno, extremely, extremely good sword. Burn damage and blood loss, and fire and physical. Blood loss is a badass weapon. Do not put a seething here. Yeah, blood loss. I mean, I just highly recommend it for inferno builds. Where's she at? Right here. So as you see, 60 to blood loss, 60 to burn, 37 physical, 37 fire on upgraded C-scaling agility, C-scaling radiance. I highly recommend it. In fact, when I was doing an Umbral build, think about that. If you do Umbral, you have access to radiance and you have access to inferno weapons, right? So because of that, I was actually using bloodlust, getting burn and blood loss, physical and fire. But then I was also using hallowed praise. So then this was getting physical, blood loss, and holy. And then, burn, blood loss, physical, and fire. I mean, it was a lot of fun, just, really getting blood loss off back to back. Then on top of that, getting holy and fire, getting the best of radiance and inferno. I mean, it was really fucking cool. I used that up until I got Rosamund's sword. Alrighty, so now this is just a shortcut back to Pilgrim's Perch, right under the sanctuary. So this will actually take you back to Skyros Bridge. Like I said, just continuously, it's going to keep wrapping up that way. And we talked about this cell 2 episodes ago. This cell door, and said, don't worry about it, we'll get that in a few episodes. Well, now it's a few episodes, right? So, going out here, you'll see, we'll show this off real quick, just to, kind of bring it all back around together. This was that path that led us to the first shortcuts back to Skyros Bridge, like that little secret area where we got our first armor set, and, pendants, quest items, and stuff like that. So there's a sanctuary right up there, and that moves you into the Pilgrim's Perch. So if you're like me and you want to be lazy, we could just go ahead. I know we got some. Use a butterfly, not a desiccated. We just beat a boss and got 7,000 souls. Do not use a desiccated butterfly. If you have a regular one, yes. If it's not a regular one, do not use it. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose all those souls. Alright, so we're already at our 20 strength. Now it's about radiance, through and through, baby. That's crazy, just already getting them, you know what I mean? It's awesome. Now, I also picked up a ring that gives us more holy defense. I'm quite certain that was the one where we got it from. Okay, increase resistance to smite. You're not even dealing with smite enemies here, but it'll come in handy at a certain time. And then, obviously, the Panoptic ring. 1 point to Inferno, 1 point to Radiance. So now I'm up at 20 strength. I no longer need this. For our weapon, I could have took it off a while ago, but there just really wasn't any other choices I was that worried about, right? Which we want? Not using poison. Strength, vitality. I mean, that's only 1 point, alright? Yeah, it's only 1 point. There's no need for that one. And let's get some more health. We won't be able to go back in our health till a while anyways. Now, there's nothing else to do here, but I wanted to get that drop, and I didn't want, him up our ass, so. Alright. Okay, just burn salts. I mean, just in case it's upgrade mats, right? So, we're really close for level here. Now, as I mentioned, there's no mind stat, so just getting more radiance is going to, get you more, bigger mana bar. So it's just about getting that on up. So we do want to get an Umbral here. However, there's quite a few enemies. There's going to be a Stigma. You see the butterflies right there. But we want to try to take out as many enemies as we can on the way up. Oh, she's still alive. I didn't even notice. So we're going to come back around for this. But like I said, for now, we just want to try to take out as many enemies as we can. We're just alright. Sometimes they're just like hanging on by a thread. You think they're dead, they're not. These about to run into a new enemy type. I call him the Demon Archer. He's like a demon, literally has a tail he like sits on. It's really weird. And he's going to do that. He shoots explosive bolts and he kind of fires off these grenades too. Like shoots them like a grenade launcher almost. And obviously these things could be a problem. He has a decent amount of health right now until you're upgraded, but it's not like a crazy amount to see. So it's not, you know, it's not too hard to kill him. It's just the damage he puts out is fucking absurd at times. And now we're gonna run on over here. Back to where we were. Roll on off. Now we're in Umbral. Let's go pop that.
Damn coward!
Come now. You're half dead already. If anything,
You just learn Andreas Abev is just a fucking dirtbag.
while helping to sell your supplies.
In the name of Boreas, you...
Yeah, he's just a bastard. The guy that's trying to get our lantern. So I never really talked too highly of him. Just cowardly. I mean, he just kills a woman. You know what I'm saying? Kicks a woman off a cliff. Not what I would call a tough guy, right? So let's go drop him down. Now we are gonna start. We got 20 endurance, 20 health. We're in a good spot. We're gonna get our radiance up to 32. And then we will be, if you're an Umbral, remember you can just hit the parasite. But we're gonna get raised to 32, then we'll kind of go back to health and stamina and finish those things on up. Reason being, if you're like me and you haven't decided if you want to use great Bloody Glory or the Big Hammer yet, you'll have the stats with that and use whatever the hell you want, as long as you get 28 strength too. But so, you'll be able to use the Hammer with Blood Boss, you know, until we get 28, or you can just go for Bloody Glory with 20 and 32 radiance. So I do like the freedom in that. Plus 30 radiance lets us use not only Pieta's sword, but her spells. And I'm pretty sure as long as you get 30 radiance, you can pretty much use any radiant spell. I'd have to check really late game spells, but I don't remember any off the top of my head. At least, I mean, not up to Blood Judge Cleric, and that's like really far away. Alright, so we're gonna kill all of them. Be careful what items you pick up. There's a mimic here. Obviously that's a drop, so we're good. Drop. Now, it's usually right here. I don't see it. Did it move on me? What the hell? I told you, they move around, so it's not actually even matching my notes. It's so weird. It's usually right here. Or it's over there to the left. Not here, but like right around here. But if we would have picked it up, we'd know, because we'd get snatched by a huge ass moth dude. So this is safe to pick up. Fitzroy sword, 100 blood loss, nice great sword, not bad. Unfortunately, we can't use it because the agility stat's so high. Otherwise, I'd use it temporarily just because of the blood loss, and I love a good great sword. 17 strength, sure, but 19 agility. So we're looking at a quality build. Now, when you go to cross this bridge, guys, there's going to be a gremlin that's going to come and kick you off. So what I suggest doing is just hold the lamp, because when he kicks you off, you'll just go to Umbral and you'll be at the end. So sometimes when he does it, oh my god, we actually got all the way across, it never happens. But sometimes when he does it, when you enter Umbral, you kind of throw him off the side. But if you're in Umbral, then he shoots out and knocks you out, you're just dead, you know? Okay, now we got him gone. Clear the crowd. Now we're going to go on over here to the right. We'll be playing the seething. And look at that. Look how far away the mimic moves from the spot it's usually in. That's insane. This is where the mimic is. That is insane. That is so far away from the spot. I've seen him move, but usually it's like, you know, within 10 foot of where the other one was. That's wild. Let's go meet Drustin.
I'll do. Now can I wait till I'll try. Melchior. He's a famous and evil wizard, and those I fell down when I won't, and he'd never. Not to worry.
Alright, so we're good to go. Now we're going to plant a seed here. This is a very optimal spot. Okay, so we'll go and rest on up. Now, if you didn't come down here and you went straight, that'll lead you out to the mini boss. And if you go this way, it'll lead you out to the mini boss. It's all leading back the same way. But I like to do a circle because if you don't go this way, you are not going to get your crack rune tablet. Now this is gonna let's start socketing runes. Unfortunately, good runes in general aren't really gonna come. You know, you're not gonna get any good ones like the end of the game. Unfortunately, the end game, I should say. Just go pop that. But there are some, like this one we can buy to give us a little bit of, you know, radiance, extra radiance scaling. There's some we could buy to get more physical damage, but less strength scaling. Which kind of sucks. I think, you know, at a certain point, you know, the strength scaling is going to outdo the boost of physical damage it will give you. After that, we're just going to head on back to underneath this ladder, underneath this plank. Here, right here in the corner, if you have to get a couple regular berylliums. Then we're going up, because we went through that little tunnel, there's some stuff we missed. I mean, a few little things we missed. We're going to go take out the demon archer. Behind him is just, you know, like ammo and mana stone, but still, we need to clear everything, get all the items, so we're going to do it. But there's also more upgrade stones up here, too. So, this would have been your side path that we took to talk to Drewston. So as you go, that's the ladder we just came up. Just go to the side, drop down. There's your upgrade stones. And where the fuck did the mimic go? I swore, did we just run right past it? We never got him, did we? I don't remember getting it. I remember seeing it. Let's decide to move around again, but I don't think they do that. I swore it was right here. Yeah, there's where we came across. I mean, it's just consumables. If we miss it, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. But being the walk, I want to try to get everything. But yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't remember. I'm quite certain we did not grab it. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so now we're going to go on down. Fire dog, take him out quickly. Go back, and we'll go up. Heal up. Alright, get your consumables. Like I said, it's just ammo and mana, but still. Throughout the game, it's going to help to get as much mana stone clusters as we can, so we can always refill our mana. Even late game at high radiance, like you have a good mana bar, don't get me wrong, but when you start getting these really top tier spells, they take a lot of mana because they're fucking devastating, like freaking devastating. Like we eventually get where we could summon lightning storms, and it lasts forever, and each lightning bolt is just shredding the health of enemies. It's really, really, really nice. That was just a side path for Demon Archer Bro. And now we're about to go on to the boss. So if you need to rest, I highly suggest you doing it. We're about to fight the Ruiner, really big guy. He does Ignite. So Ignite is like Burn. You know, it does burn damage, but it causes explosions. That being said, he's an Inferno enemy, meaning he's really, really weak to Radiance. And our weapon buff actually puts smite on our weapons. I don't remember nothing over here. So he could run at you, you could soul flay him, just be patient, watch for his attacks, very telegraphed, and try to get your dodges in. So he's going to charge at you at first. If he jumps, you're screwed, but you know, before he jumps, you actually get that soul flay off. But even unupgraded. Oh. And he can fire off the shield and off his dodge. He can do that and off his axe. So standing in the puddles is not good for obvious reasons. And just stay on him. You know, be careful, dodge. Not, you know, it's not a hard fight. He's just a mini boss at the end of the day, guys. You know what I'm saying? That's all he really is. So, alright, now we're going to plant a seed here. Now we're actually getting into the heart of Fitzroy's Gorge now. So like right here is like the last of Fitzroy's Gorge. It's like a little tower we have to do, castle kind of a thing. some stuff in the courtyard, and then we're getting the path to Lower Cairo. Now there's quite a few a lot of side content here to do though. Make sure we get it all. So back down to Radiance. Oh, we're at 21. 4 more points. We're on Piazza Sword. 11 points. Pretty much use whatever the hell we want. I mean, we could also get 5 more points and have our hammer. So, like I say, quite a few options. So as we go out, we are going to enter Umbral. If you did get the axe drop, or do we get the shield this time? It's usually one or the other. None's guaranteed from him. He's going to be a basic enemy now, so when you run into him, you could always get that drop chance. But no, if you happen to get his axe, it's a great axe for strength. Burner, really good choice. It has ignite. What the fuck? Was the shield's all I guess show up on this? Yes, we got a shield. But yeah, so his weapon does ignite, burn, physical fire, all that shit. Or not burn, but ignite, fire, and physical. Really good weapon. Very much a colossal weapon. So do keep that in mind. As we get out here, if you're an Umbral, you pull that. And for Inferno builds, we're actually about to start getting you guys some good stuff. We're going to get the Inferno weapon. So it's like Radiant weapon we've been buffing up with. But for Inferno builds, adding burn to your weapon, like ours, adds smite to ours. Obviously boosted holy, and you guys get boosted fire with that. So just like the Inferno variant of a weapon buff, it's really nice and really useful. So this would be the Shrine of the Deer. It's also linked to your secret Inferno ending, as this is where Gamma Rose is going to be, and that's you got to go for that. The hell? What are you doing? What the fuck? Alright, start going to work. I do love how smooth the combat can feel. That's something I've always said. Damn near addicting. I've been through a million playthroughs of this game, note taking, and now the walkthrough. Never really get bored with it. It's always felt really good, You're gonna pull this. Badass armor choices, weapon choices, multiple different builds. It's a lot of fun. They did a really good job on Soulslike, that's for sure. So that Umbral entity is now clear. We can get on up to the Shrine of the Deer. There's a few enemies to kill along the way. Shortcuts, upgrade stone. So we're just, kind of going on up. Make sure we get everything. Now, I'm pretty thorough when I clear areas. That's how we get to these high levels in game. If we play our cards right, we should be at 40 strength, 40 radiance. That'd be really nice. Or, at least 20 strength and just really high radiance. If we stick in radiance now to the end of the game, I would suspect we'd be somewhere around 60, that would be nice. Pure radiance will be higher, but, Alright, so if you go on out to the right, you can get your shortcut. That's right before the Ruiner boss fight. If you did plant a seedling, you could just, go right back down to your other one. I swore we picked those up. Alright, 2 more regulars. Now, I know we have enough regulars to get some upgrades now, but we're so close to the next weapon that, Yeah, look at that. 31 smalls, 14 regulars, and 4 larges. Yeah. So when we get to our weapon we want to, keep, we can start getting into larges too. We'll probably be at +6, +7 guys. It's going to be the same. At least +5, at the very least. Hey. Hey. Buddy. How you like that blood loss? Hold on to that for me. Alright, no drops. Just gonna buff up. We have a Demon Archer, more Rogar. I think dogs as well, unless I was the only one. No, there's definitely more dogs. Yeah, it's just behind. It's into that little cave area. Can we get some, please? Thank you. Buddy. Thank you. For the life of me, I don't know how we're not dead. So right to the right as you go in, you're gonna fire everyone blowing at you. What the hell? Like, hit something, would you? Okay. so now we've made it to the Shrine of a Deer. Now, so if we go on over here behind the shrine, we'll be able to pick up Infernal Weapon. Like I said, it's a fire buff, 18 Inferno to use that, so they're the polar opposite of what we're using. So we need 18 for this, you need 18 Inferno for that. Alright, picked up Charred Finger, invasion item you can trade in the Shrine of a Deer for armor, weapons, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and exhaust off her dialogue.
That he was, but he until who turned find me that.
Alright, so pretty much the same stuff here, nothing new. I think besides the Charred Fingers, that's should be the only thing that's different. She's gonna ask you for a Deer's Worshipper Saw, part of request, secret ending. So Crimson Ritual Fervor. So you, at this point, get Tinks. You got one weapon and one armor set. Very Spartan looking helm. And we're good to go. Now we don't have to run all the way back. We can just go ahead and jump to our seedling. Alright, so now let's go and check our timing. Where we at? 46 minutes. Damn it, we're not going to have enough time to get all the way through this, unfortunately. We're going to get as far as we can, though. Alright, so you got to actually go in Umbral to do what we need to do here. However, there's stuff in Axiom that we can go and knock out first. We do want to buff up here, guys. There's a lot of bullshit down here. It's actually pretty annoying. Like, it's pretty fucking annoying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run past everything. I'm gonna try stuff. Let's see if we can just draw them out. Now this is another spot. We have to do this for the Light Reapers quest. Good lord, buddy. For the Dark Crusaders, unlock that class. We have to go over here and die to the Light Reapers. So because of that, we might as well go and get it knocked out now. Do it now, or when you come out the other end of this place. I say we do it now, after we get everything from this area. Then we don't have to come back down this way. I mean, you have to come back down for the souls, but what we can do is when we come out this tower the other end, we can just run back to the courtyard and pick them up then. Kind of save time. Alright, let me get your drops. Now back over here, you're going to notice there's something you can smash. There's not going to be anything there, guaranteed. Yep, that's because Mimic moves around. Usually, if he's not anywhere else around, he'll be back there or on that hill right at the edge. Now, we're going up here, and we're going to have to fight a Reaper first as soon as we get Umbral. So what I want to do is break all these boxes, everything that's in our way. Then we're going to snipe out an archer across the way, because we have to go in Umbral, pull, you'll see we have to pull like a platform over and shit, and he's going to be doing that. So if we get him out of the way, he's not going to be shooting shit while we're fighting a Reaper. And he's not going to be shooting shit while we're trying to walk across the platform either. There you go. So before we get into the fight with the Reaper, let's go ahead, get some Mana Stones going. Buff up. Enter Umbral. And I kind of changed my mind. We were just going to do the Light Reaper, but I was thinking we could plant a Seedling on the other side. And it would be much closer to, you know, run back. And we're out of heals. That's fine. Come on, buddy. Thank you. And there we are. Did you drop anything? Nah, you cheapskate. Alright, now we're going to pull this, go across. So we're going to try and knock out this little tunnel, because, or this little tower, because right when we come down, we can just plant a Seedling, And then next episode we can just wrap up this little areas and side areas and get on into the lower tower route and do probably a good portion of that as well. There's a lot there, but we'll see what we can fit in. So snake oil grenade. Now while you're in Umbra, you're gonna notice you're blocked off from going up. So instead, we're gonna go down here. But he wants to go underground and see if there's enough time. Yep. Take this guy's out. He really would do that attack animation, but when he does, it's always trouble. I mean, he's underground swiping at you. Not much you can do to defend yourself. So, there's your eyeball of hooded Untully. Let me check my notes. For Fitzroy's armor set and Axe of the Flayed and also a stigma. So quite a bit going on here, and that's the ledge we're already at. So there's gonna be a few Rogar on the way up. Now up top, like I said, there's a stigma. And so stigmas are always related to quests. If you miss certain stigmas, you will not be able to do the quests tied to them. Like Dark Crusader class has multiple stigmas related to the Paladin quest line, Paladin Isaac's quest line. So I mean to make sure you get them all. But also there's an armor set up here. And then when you climb the rafters, there is Axe of the Flayed. It really goes well with Bloodlust. So if you got Bloodlust and you like that, Axe of the Flayed does pretty much the same thing, bit different. It's got the Bloodlust, fire, and physical. It just doesn't have the burn with it. But both having Bloodlust, both having fire, both having physical, they go really well together. And then obviously the Bloodlust is going to get, burned as well. So really good dual wield. So when you get here, sometimes you're gonna miss it. If you miss it in Umbral, you're just dead though. That's the thing. Axe of the Flayed, then we get it just drop. Go back out this way. Come on, you can do it. Now we can go on all the way up. And we'll enter Umbral as soon as we get up here. So, obviously straight ahead is your stigma. While that plays out, we're going to grab our armor. And we're going to drop down. Now you get a pretty decent helm and armor set there. The pants look weird, but it's definitely a decent set if you didn't want to buy any or anything like that. But, I mean, the armor set we just kind of put together with, buying stuff at Skyward's Bridge is much better looking armor. I really like it a lot. Like I said, to me, it's definitely an in-game armor set. It's just phenomenal looking. Looks really nice. So we're going to work our way all the way down. I'm going to use my last kill in case we get killed. So, straight to this door, we're going to see a gate. To the right of the gate is going to be an opening. We're going to rush all the way back, ignore everything. Don't worry, we'll come back for it all. But what we want to do is just run straight down. As soon as you get to this gateway, plant a seed. Come on, we're not worried about dying now. I love how they can land it, but we can't. The only reason I'm killing these guys is because we're like almost at a level, so. And then we're about to go down to the Light Reaper. So if we could not have, 4,000 Solitons, it'd be just much better. So close to the level. Oh yeah, I don't have any of those. What are you doing? It's such bullshit though. Like, it's just straight fucking ridiculous at times. Like, dude, you need 9,000 fucking guys on. Like, seriously, It just gets to a point sometimes. Like, what the fuck were you guys thinking? Alright, just gotta rest up, grab another level. And before we close on out, we will go ahead and dive to the Light Reaper, so we don't have to, worry about dealing with that later. And we can just pick up next episode. And all we gotta do is go out this path. We go up here, fight a big head guy. I'm gonna call him Potato Head. Fight big old Potato Head, the big old face. Get another upgrade for our healing. Then we'll go over here, grab a ring, and then we just kind of push forward into Lower Calrath. So, like I said, before we head on out, I would like to run over here, dive to the Light Reaper, get this over and done with. And drum roll, make it easier. And there we go. Not worried about losing a level. We only had a couple hundred souls. We brought back for them if we want, but if not, it's not a big deal. And that's why I decided to do it, when we did it. Go out of the way to get that level before we dealt with it. So we have a few minutes left, meaning like 3 or 4, like 3. So because of that, we kind of ran straight out of that tower without, dealing with these enemies. Let's see if we could just go and clear this little section. As we ran through it, it's easily forgot about, and I don't want to forget anything. It's not like any Umbral Eyes or armor sets or weapons or anything crazy, but still. So there is going to be a guy with a parasite, which will be the demon archer right here. There, we got it. Now just go to work. He does sometimes spit out landmines. The Umbrals, you don't worry about it. Ooh, I didn't even see the mine though. Alright, then we go back on this way. Should have been another dog. He may have joined him down there. Then we pick up that right there. Magic ward. I'm guessing there is no like intelligence type magic in this game, so I'm guessing that's actually going to protect you from Umbral, since it's blue like that. I don't use wards myself. I try to know what every item in the game does, but that one in particular I've never even thought to use, to be completely honest. So, with having everything done up to this point, there's nothing behind us we need to do, nothing at all. It's all done. So we're going to go ahead and rest and close on up. Next episode, like I said, we got our side path, heal upgrade. We're going to go get the Ring of Night's Fire, boost Wither and Fire damage. And then we'll be working our way to Lower Calrath and probably at least getting the first half of that zone complete. And then, we'll just pick up from there and continue through with the walkthrough. So, y'all please like and subscribe. I hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you back here next episode.